know, I'm starting to think the universe doesn't want me to tier rank Xavier's memories or for me to share my thoughts on them, just because I've been interrupted twice starting this video. Once, just because I realized I forgot to name the tiers before I started this, and the second time being my friend texted me the summer I turned pretty season 3 trailer dropped, so I had to watch that and drop everything because you just had to check your instant messages, so I did that. Hey guys, Emily, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am tier ranking Xavier's memories from Love and Deepspace. I'm assuming if you've clicked on this video, you probably already know what Love and Deepspace is, and so I probably don't need to reiterate it to you. But if you're just like following my channel and you were just curious because you like me a lot as a person and you want to know a bit more, it's like an Otome gacha romance game that's sci-fi, set in the future, about a girl who is a deep space hunter who hunts these wanderer monster things, and she has 5 different love interests. And that's like the very brief vague synopsis that doesn't really give you the idea of what the game really is. Xavier is one of the love interests that we are going to be tier ranking all of his memories for, because I've officially read them all. I know all the story. I've been very, I want to say hyperfixated, but honestly it's past hyperfixation at this point. I guess hyperfixations can last like different periods of time. Like this is definitely like the most obsessed that I probably ever will be. But who knows, some things last longer. But I think it's definitely gone down into obsession territory where now I'm just like obsessed with this game and I love it. I started playing it about 2.5 months ago, around the time that Caleb's Limited Myth came out. I've been hooked on it ever since. I downloaded it back at Christmas time because I saw ads for it of Raphael, actually. I think it was just him being cute. Like, it was the one where she, like, gets paint on him or something and he looks flustered. And that's, like, all I remember from this ad was Raphael. I think the other love interest might have been in it too, but I just remember Raphael. And I thought that was really cool because it looked like it was a romance-centric game, but it was, like, 3D, the way the characters were like animated, which was like a big deal because I played a lot of like romance games, such as like Choices, Romance Club, Episode, Love Struck, but never had I played one that was 3D animated like this or has voice acting. So this is like a big first for me in that regard. It is the first of its kind, like it is the first 3D Otome game, and I was intrigued. I wanted to know more, and then I get into it. I think I started playing it Christmas Day, and all of a sudden I get into the combat fight with Xavier, and all of a sudden I'm fighting for my life, and that turned me off of it, I'm not gonna lie. But then in March I just decided I'm gonna pick this back up again. And I got hooked on it ever since, and now I've been like, this is all I do now, is play this game. The thing is, with this game, a lot of these stories are limited memories, and so I read a lot of these on YouTube. I've currently been doing a deep dive into Xavier in specific. I'm gonna do all of them because, like I said, I identify as a harem girly. I love them all. So I'm just kind of starting with kind of like the typical order that's like in the app. Like you see Xavier, then you see Zane, then you see Raphael, then you see Caleb, right? Or Silas and Caleb. Sorry, I forgot the Silas. I'm so sorry, Silas. I love you. That's the order I've been like planning on like reading them and doing the deep dives into them. Let's just jump into it. I named the tiers based off of Xavier's quotes. So at the top you see we have, "You seem to bring me happiness that sleep can't give." Obviously this is like, you know, the top tier, better than sleep tier, you know? These are where all my favorite Xavier memories are going to go. And honestly, I feel like I've had a good time with all of these, so I don't even know if like things are gonna end up really in the bottom tiers, but they're still there. Next we have, "Who do you like more, me or Lumiere?" Because I had to figure out a way to get this quote in there because it's like one of the most iconic Xavier quotes, like, or well-known ones, you know? I feel like I'm seeing this one, you know, his little jealousy scene as him as Lumiere, which is really funny that he is jealous of himself. But then someone pointed out in a video that I was watching today that the main character also gets jealous of herself, so, you know, I think they make for a really good pairing, and they're really funny that way. For the kind of fine tier, we have "Not Bread," which also talks about Xavier's jealousy. There's a theme here, when he was jealous of the neighbor, and I just feel like the "not bread" line is just the really funny one, so I put that there. Then we have "I'm sleepy, let's get this over with." This is like kind of, okay, I'm starting to, maybe this wasn't the best, like these aren't the greatest ones, this one's fine, like not great. And then in the last tier we have, "Is my cooking really that bad?" Because yes, Xavier, yes it is. If you don't know, Xavier is a terrible cook, so that's where all of those are going. So anyways, let's jump into it. Okay, first we have 21 days. I don't remember all the names of all of these memories, but some of them I do, like 21 Days, because one of my favorite songs is called 21 Days by Scott Helman, so that is the reason this one's stuck in my brain. This is also their first kiss memory. In this one, they're fake dating each other. I'm trying to think where I want to put this one, because I do like it, the story overall. I like that they finally kind of got together in this one. I like their first kiss. I put it currently, I might up it, but currently I'm gonna put it in Who Do You Like More, Me or Lumiere for now. It is one I'll go rewatch, but I feel like that's just because of the kiss scene in it. So, but it's a good one. That one's cute. I like the fake dating element. Next we have, oh gosh, I've seen this one. What's this one called? I know what happens in it. Basically, the main character is wanting to become like closer friends with Xavier, but doesn't know how to approach it because she's awkward like that. But them kind of starting to develop like a bit of a deeper relationship. Then they run into each other on a vacation. This one's good. This one's good. But now I'm like looking at it and I'm like, I feel like 21 Days is on another level. So, you know, maybe we will put 21 Days up here. We'll put it in You Seem to Bring Me Happiness That Sleep Can't Give. Because I feel like this one's just good. Which, I mean, this one's a 5-star, this one's a 4-star, but, you know, this one doesn't have Xavier in it a lot. So maybe it's in Not Bread. I don't know. But I don't think I would just say it's fine. Like, it's enjoyable. I don't know. See, I'm already struggling with my rankings of these. A Day of Snow. I remember this one. I think they, like, I don't know, they get hot pot together and that's about all I remember from this one. I'm gonna put it in Not Bread because I barely remember it, you know. I don't think it's bad, but I've read this one twice. This is one of the ones I've read twice. There's a few I read twice, and then most of these I've only read one time. Given I do not remember it that well, it's gonna go just fine. Okay, I think this is An Appointment. I think this one's called. This one, I'm gonna put... See, now that I'm thinking about it, I just don't feel like this one's actually on that level. It's gonna go in the Not Bread category, too. But Appointment is cute. I like this one. Basically, I think main character is studying for, like, a hunter's exam, and he helps her study. You know, like a library, and is helping her find a book and helping her with stuff. But then we're also getting, like, little lore drops in it, which I feel like the Xavier lore in his memories, or maybe like just the angst. There's not a lot of angst in his story, which is fine. I'm just maybe a bit of an angst girly. So I feel like it's a little lacking. Like I feel like there could be more, right? So that's just my take. But like I said, I kind of started this game playing a lot of Caleb's memories for the most part. So, you know, Xavier was kind of like the very opposite of that. Because all of Caleb's memories are pretty sad, and then all of Xavier's are pretty happy for the most part. They're pretty sweet, lighthearted stuff. I feel like Xavier is the most also mysterious of all the characters. Like, I feel like while I've played most of his memories, he's the one I still have, like, the most questions about. Like, I'm trying to come up with, like, a timeline currently, at least for myself. Maybe I'll make a video on it, of, like, all of his memories, which I know I'm gonna have to play through at least twice to be, like, solidify it as being the timeline. But me trying to create a timeline has been so confusing because I don't really understand what the main character learns when, and also he's keeping a lot of secrets from her, and I still have a lot of questions. Like, I feel like in the new recent memories, we just figured out for sure what, like, the little glowing thing around his neck did. But moving on, we have, I think this one's the Celestial Message. This is his birthday one. This one's good. This one's cute. They remember they plant flowers, and then I remember they mentioned it in, like, the Spring and Flowers one. So I'm gonna put it in Who Did Like More, Me or Lumiere. That one's cute. Okay, then we have Close Feelings. This one's by far one of the best 4-star memories. Partly because, like, it's definitely, like, the moment main character really, like, knows she has feelings for Xavier, and I think she gets, like, a little tipsy or something, and then Xavier finds her, and then, like, some feelings are starting to come out. Like, this is, like, pretty close to, like, around the time they actually get together, and I really like this one. This one, I was, like, on the edge of my seat. I feel like this is one of the ones I went and looked at fan fiction afterwards. Love and Deepspace has got me back into fan fiction, which I haven't read. I feel like, in general, a lot of fan fiction, and not in a while. Like, I feel like Choices was the last thing that really had me into fan fiction. So the fact that, like, here I am back into it again. And I've never been a huge fan fiction person, but I'm on AO3, like, constantly with Love and Deepspace. This next one, I think it's, like, called Dusk something. I would say it's Dawn to Dusk, but I don't really feel like that's the name. But this one takes place in the springtime. The main character was like, Xavier, plan an event for us. We're gonna go do something fun. So he does. So we're gonna put that one, I think, in, yeah. Who Do You Like More, Me or Lumiere? This was fun. It was cute. Again, I don't feel like I remember a lot of it, but I remember it was good. This one, like, I feel like these two, this one was better than these two. I will say that, okay? Okay, next we have his Tomorrow's Catch-22 memory, which I'm gonna be for real. When I first saw these, I was like, you know what? This might have been okay that I missed this. Like, especially because like the only thing I was seeing was like the Kindled for it. So I had pretty low expectations going into the story because I'm not really like a BDSM girly. For Valentine's banner, I probably would have wanted something like really sweet and cute, like the spring and flowers stuff. And then we got this. Here's the thing, I would have put this, before I read it, here. After I read it, I'm putting it all the way up here. It's one of my faves. I really liked this, which makes me very excited. This is the only one I've actually played so far of the Catch-22 ones, but it makes me very excited to play all the rest of them, or read the rest of them. I'm reading them off of YouTube because, like I said, I don't have them, and unless they do a rerun eventually. This one is actually really good. I actually really enjoyed it. I told my friend, I texted her, I'm like, so I'm showing her, I'm a little scared about this one, because, like, you know, it's just, like, the weird, like, touching, like, there's reasons for it, obviously, but, like, they knew what they were doing, and obviously the point of the memory was to be like, to bait you, which is like, that's typical of Love and Deepspace. They bait you with one thing, and then you get something like that you didn't expect, but like it's always in the best way. Like in Spring and Flowers, I got like angst I wasn't asking for when I thought it was gonna be like fluff. In Catch-22, we get like a bunch of lore of this like alternate universe, which I found very interesting. I liked seeing the relationship between Xavier and the main character in this universe. I really liked it. This is one of my favorites, and honestly, I want more in this universe. This one did also make me go look up fanfiction afterwards, so, you know, I was really into it. This one's one of his secret times, so I have to look this one up. Which one is this? Because when I listened to the Secret Times, I didn't have, like, the picture with it, so my brain doesn't connect the picture, because it just shows you, like, a different picture. This one's Dreaming. Okay, so this is the one where, I was in this one yesterday, so I'm trying to remember what happened to this one. This one, I think, was she dreaming? I'm trying to remember the specifics now. I'm like, Enlightenment was the one, see now I'm gonna look at my notes. I'm like, I gotta, Dreaming. Nova and Xavier are trapped together during a trial. Okay, yeah, okay, so this one is set when they, yeah, get stuck together during some, like, trial, this is, like, in the, one of his myth stories. They're trapped together during a trial and rely on each other. I liked it, though, but given how I just struggled there to express it to you, I'm gonna put it in a not bread for now, but it was good. Okay, this next one, I don't know the name of it. I'm looking at it, and I'm like, what happened? What was the plot? Dreams Within Reach, I think is what this one's called. In this one, Xavier's being helpful, like helping her carry her groceries and stuff like that, and I think she wants to do something for him, but it's just like kind of like treating him to like a night and they watch a movie together, like some sci-fi rom-com. I feel like it was about two hunters falling in love too. I've read this one twice, so it's just gonna go enough. Just given how much I did not remember it. Good one. I do like it still for the most part. Like do notice that I have not put anything in the bottom tiers, and I don't know if I will. If I'm being honest, I feel like I liked everything. So I don't feel like, no, there's one I will put in there, and no one's gonna agree with me on it. Then we have Enlightenment, which I believe is the one where he's sending her a recording while he's like in that like forest. Be surprised to see that he's injured. No, okay, as he returns. This also takes place in the same timeline as Dreaming. He helps him with his injuries. This is, yes, okay. It's clicking in my brain now. I'm gonna put this in, and again, not right. Like, it was fine. I'm not huge into Secret Times, so do let that be noted. But some I do like. Next we have Heat Work Routine, which it's between these two. I'm like, should I be nice and put it into like more Mirror the Mirror? Because it is one that maybe like with fanfiction after, because I feel like there was tension, but also at the same time, like it broke it off, which a lot of the earlier memories from Love and Deepspace that you'll see with the OG3 is that like there's like a moment, like it seems like they're about to kiss or something, like it cuts it off like right in the middle of the tension, and that irks me to no end. It really bothers me. I'm glad they've stopped with that and they didn't continue it on that way with Caleb. I don't know about Silas though, because I haven't played as enough of Silas to like actually know that if they do that. But I feel like, given what I know of Silas's like time period, like when he came out and like the memories that were coming out for Xavier at that point in time, I feel like they probably weren't like that. Because like Misty Invasion came out when Silas was out, so you know Silas's memories probably weren't these like cutting you off right at the tension part. Like there was still like more to wrap it up. I feel like the ways they used to cut it off bugs me so much, and I'm glad that has changed. So I'm gonna put it there. It's not one of the more memorable ones. It is like, you know, I would like to say that none of these are bad, I just don't find them as enjoyable as some other ones. So that's why they go there. And next we have the floof attack. It's going up here. I feel like if you told me before that I was tier ranking Xavier's memories, and before I read them, that the Catch-22 banner and the Meow Time memories were gonna be in the "You seem to bring me happiness that sleep can't give" tier, I might have not believed you. I love Xavier as a cat. I'm excited to read the other ones of the, like, I love this, like, you know, I feel like the memories of Love at Deepspace sometimes can be all over the place, because, like, sometimes you're getting, like, actually stuff that's, like, developing the relationship, that kind of thing. Sometimes you get, like, you know, the steamy times. Sometimes you get these alternate universe type thing. And then other times you get the boys have been cursed to be cats because they played too much kitty cards. And I love that. I love that this game has this, like, weird duality to it. Like, sometimes I'm like, this is so good, the writing is excellent, chef's kiss. And other times it's just really silly. And I love that for this game. Like, sometimes I'm like, this is so stupid. Like, what is this? I love this one, and I think this is a popular opinion that people do, like, the cat butler banner. It's just silly. I love how clingy Xavier was. He was so cute. How he was, like, upset that, like, she was leaving for a business trip that he couldn't come on because, you know, usually they fight together, but, you know, because he's a cat, like, he has to take time off work, and then she, like, leaves him with Jeremiah, and I think he is a cat too, and then he comes back and he's all, like, upset with her. Just, like, pure cat behavior. I mean, I have had a cat, but that was, like, when I was, like, 2. And I don't remember this cat. Some of my cats I've interacted with, they either hate me or they're very clingy. My dogs are very clingy. Like, Steve is currently sitting on a blanket. Xavier's is one of his craziest lines here. Like, when he's, like, he's moving her hand down his chest, and he's like, you know where to get, like, a cat purring or something like that? Like, I saw that, like, out of context. And I was like, that is crazy for you to say. So, you know, Xavier has his really sweet moments, but other times, like, he's a freaky boy. So, anyways, next we have the, like, Mountain Journey one. I don't remember what this one is called. It's not that it was, I don't know, I'm gonna put it there for now, I think. Maybe. I don't know. Should I put it there? Should I put it there? This one, they are going on I think they're investigating some, like, protocore or something, and then they get transported into this, like, alternate universe. So this one I would still, like, put in my timeline because, like, they are still themselves from the main universe, right? She's, like, some goddess person, like, in some, like, I don't know, selection, like, competition. Not quite selection, like, and he's, like, some master. I think he teaches, like, calligraphy or something. I liked the fluff elements between them, but I don't really feel like much was happening in the plot of it. Like, I don't feel like there was a whole lot there. It's still, like I said, see, it's not somewhere bad, but I feel like I wanted a bit more plot. A little more plot with it. Next, we have Fluffy Trap. I don't know where to put this one. This is one of the standard ones, so I did get all of his standard memories. Fluffy Trap. This one, I mean, it had a plot. It's just, there's some I can think that I like more. I feel like it is just on the not read tier. And y'all are like, Emily likes this game, but, like, she's ranking all of these, like, mediocre. But I'm trying to, like, you know, it's like ranking, I have to be particular, because I'm ranking these, like, against each other, you know? So this one, the main character is kind of pulling pranks on Xavier, because Xavier's pulling pranks on her, and makes her him a bunny butler, and where they're doing, like, a photo shoot thing together. So, you know, it's cute, it's fine. A lot of Xavier's memories, like, are kind of more, like, fluff and filler, and so because of that, maybe that's just, like, coming off my ranking. But I mean, like, clearly the Meow Time is not, like, groundbreaking lore or anything. Like, that one's super silly. But I don't know, there's more to it there, I guess. So then we have, I think this is Fragmented Time, I think. This one, again, I think not bread. I'm sleepy. Should I put it there? I don't know. It's kind of in between here. We'll put it here for now. Controversial. I'm gonna put it here just because, like, this one, I think they're touring her old university in springtime, and that's about it. Not much happens in this one. It's okay. It's fine. It is what it is. It's there. Yeah. Okay. This one, I don't remember the name of. I think, I'm trying to remember. Is this the one where she tricks him? He's trying to, like, win a bet with her. Like she said, if he's, like, defeats the video games or whatever. See, this one I have. I'm just double checking. I'm pretty sure I'm correct on this one, but now I gotta look. What is... Yes, that is this one. Okay. What's this one called? Galactic Harmony, I think it said it was. Galactic Harmony, yes. Okay, so some of them I don't remember the name of, okay? Xavier and the main character, I think she's trying to help defeat these levels in, like, a video game and to get Xavier to help her. But in doing so, I think if, like, he wins something for her, then she has to let him cook in her kitchen, which you know. Is my cooking really bad? Yes, Xavier, it is. So we don't want that. She does not want that, and so I think she ends up challenging him. She sets him up for some other thing so that he will lose and will not ruin her kitchen. They also end up finding a castle, which I think is linked to his lore. I think this one's really good. I really like this one. I'm trying to think, like, do I put it up here or do I put it here? Do I put it here? This one was good. This one I really enjoy. I like the silliness of this. I liked the storyline. I liked. No, I think I should be able to pick here on what I'm putting up there. Maybe. But this one was good. I really like the storyline, but I think it's better than these ones. So if it's better than those ones, then it's gonna go up here. I'm indecisive. I like the silliness of it. I liked the competitive nature. I liked the goings on. I liked Xavier figuring things out. It was good. It was a good time. I really like this one. Next we have I want to say Garden of Secrets, but this is the one everyone has. You've played this one if you played Love and Deepspace. This is like the first tender moment everyone probably reads. It's fine. It's nothing. It's like kind of the start of Xavier and the main character's like friendship just in general. So it does good at developing that. I think she finds him and finds like a small little wanderer there, which is mentioned in other memories too, so I like that the correlation of that like we do get references to this story in other memories, but like the memory in and of itself is kind of just like, yeah, it's kind of like on the same term as this vacation one. Okay, this one is this Planned Crush. This is Planned Crush, right? See, sometimes if I do know the names, that will help me, because I'll be like, oh yes, this was this one. No, that's Heartfelt Code. Then what is Planned Crush? I don't know. This is Planned Crush. Okay, sorry. But I knew what this one was. I was thinking of the right things. I just got the names confused. Never mind. Okay, anyways, this is Heartfelt Code. This one is gonna go up here. This one's really cute. Okay, I'm like, is this like one of the better ones? Is this like one of the best ones? This one I really like. You know what? Screw it. I read this one yesterday too. This one, Xavier, the main character, went to I think they're at like a midnight showing for a horror movie, and they're like the only people in this theater, and then they kind of just end up staying up the whole night, and she kind of talks about like this bucket list that she always intended to do with the person that she liked, but then she never really found that person. And this is like kind of when her feelings for Xavier kind of start to emerge, when she starts to realize that she does like him. And it's just really cute. I really like this one. It was a good time. Next we have the Heartfelt Something Else, I think. This is the one with kitty cards. I love the kitties. I love kitty cards, and I love any reference to kitty cards. This one, the main character is working undercover at a kitty cards cafe and investigating some like metaflux fluctuations, I think, and the cats are like a part of it. So, and Xavier's there. So, you know, it was cute. It was a fun time. It's silly, goofy, you know. I really like it. Okay, next we have Heartstring Symphony, which I'm also gonna put up here. Because again, this is like kind of similar to Close Feelings, where like we're getting places. There was some good tension. Again, similar to the Heat Work Routine one, it cut off right when, I don't even know that's what the Heat Work Routine thing one was called, but it was that series or whatever. But it cuts the tension off, like, you know, right when I'm like, I want to know more and I want to read more, and then you just like cut it off there. What happened afterwards? Like, you can't end it like that. That bugs me. But overall, I do like this one. I think this is one a lot of people want to rerun. Then we have Horizon's Pulse. Where do I put this one? That is the question. The main character, it's very like Little Prince-like, which I do appreciate the correlations to that, but when I first started it, I'm like, the main character is a plant in this for some reason, which boggled my mind. I was like, what even? That was a choice. No, but I get why. It's like, it's to correlate the Little Prince, because Xavier has been very much compared to the Little Prince, and so it was for that. And it was like all a simulation. It's giving like, would you still love me if I was a worm? And yes, Xavier would. So I appreciate, I guess, that for him. I like that it was a simulation, so we weren't getting into some like weird like plant romance, I guess. Because, you know, the main character is human, so it makes like things like thoughts like that kind of complicated, right? And so it's like, it's a tricky one for me, because I do feel like it was sweet overall. I feel like I liked a lot of the lines in it were really like romantic and stuff. I liked the way that he was taking care of her. I liked the way that they were like pining after each other. But at the same time, you know, I was like, what? Like, I was laughing a little bit, because I was like, what even? But I get like what it's trying to do, and I like I thought we were getting like a lore, like this was like some alternate universe when he was traveling, and how he met the main character as a plant and knew it was her. Up until we realized it was a simulation, which I was like, I'm glad it was a simulation, because I feel like that made more sense than the main character reincarnating as a plant. I'm like, I didn't know she could like do that, like reincarnate as like anything. Like, Like, what? Is she gonna be like a polar bear in her next life? Like, I don't know. Okay, next we have the Spring and Flowers card. Maybe I'm biased. I just love the Spring and Flowers cards so much. I loved them all. I like this one of Xavier. It was cute. It was like what I expected from the Spring and Flowers card, like just fluff, right? Basically in this one, Xavier, the main character, find this like old camera that Xavier had and realize there's like film on it that it needs to be used up, so they go and take pictures together. And it's just, you know, as most Xavier members are, pretty like fluffy and sweet and a good time. The kiss scene was wonderful. Like the Kindles in this was so good, and all of them so good. I love when you can like zoom in on Xavier and he's like punching Bun Bun. I'm like, what did Bun Bun do? Like I thought we were about to get some like Bun Bun lore that like Xavier's actually like jealous of Bun Bun because Bun Bun gets to sleep with the main character every night because like that's like her favorite stuffed animal or something like that, and Xavier's like jealous of it. Which, I mean, we could hand canon. I feel like that is like a very real possibility that Xavier would get jealous of Bun Bun, but I do think that this little clip is really funny and it makes me laugh. Next we have his Oracle of Scams card. What is this one called? The Kind Words. Him and the main character go to a hot spring together. That's about all I remember about this one. So, but I feel like I remember Zane's being good, but I feel like I'm not sure if my memory is correct with Xavier, so I'm like, this one is like one of the first ones I read, but we saw 1,000-year-old tree, I received a bracelet symbolizing eternity. So this one's like one of the earlier ones I've read, so I don't feel like I remember it as well. I'm trying to think, where do I want to put this one? In fine or good? I feel like I remember it being good and enjoyable, but I just don't remember it. So I'm like, does it go in the not bread? Who do I like more, me or Lumiere? I don't know. I don't know, Xavier. I don't know. I like Xavier. I like Xavier. That is the real question. Okay. Anyways, answer that question. We'll put it here for now. I feel like the cards from this time were good. I've only really read, I've not read Raphael's yet, but I read Zane's for this one as well. I feel like in a lot of the tender moments, we usually just see them like before they ever got together. So this one was nice because like they are clearly dating in this one, in my mind, okay? Okay, next we have, I don't know if they put both of his Lightseeker cards in here, or if they just put the one. So I only see the one, I feel like, Lumiere card too. So I think they just put them both together, because they're like the same thing. So I'm like, that's what I'm seeing. I'm not seeing the other ones. Okay, so this one is his Lightseeker myth, which I really, okay, I feel like the myths just always have to go in here. They're always good, okay? They're always very, very good. I like this one. I like the, like, friends to lovers component. I like the storyline. I liked getting like the backstory on Xavier because I read actually most of these memories and having not read this, so it'll be fun to reread them and get more context. I enjoyed the story. I liked the backstory lore. I thought it was funny that the main character gets jealous of herself just like Xavier gets jealous of himself. And I feel like when I was reading the Lumiere story, because I read that one first, I was kind of like, okay, well, a lot of Xavier's jealousy is kind of coming from the fact that like, you know, he feels like the me or Lumiere thing comes from the whole, do you like this version of me or do you actually like me for who I am? I feel like you could kind of make that same argument because Xavier's met multiple versions of the main character. Like, do you like this past MC who, you know, gave you the star tassel for your sword, or do you like me? I feel like this story made it very clear to me that Xavier sees all the main characters as one person. Like, he's like, this is the same person. Which, like, yes, they are, obviously, but they also kind of have their own personalities and differentiate from each other a little bit. Which you could say that also with the main character interacting with other love interests as well, because I feel like her personalities, like, different sides of her personality comes out with each of the characters. But I feel like it was just very clear that Xavier just sees her as the one. Like, she's still the same person that she was when he first met her, and she's still the same person, like queen main character and like present main timeline main character. I feel like he just sees them all the same, and I don't we don't see from Xavier's point of view, but I feel like that's just like very clear to me. Like, he just loves her for her in every timeline and sees them all as like one. It's like, you are the one I love. Like, and so I don't really feel like people can make the argument of like, he's cheating on Queen MC with them main, you know, storyline. First of all, him and Queen MC never got together. Second of all, they're the same person. Next we have the one, this one I think is when they were, it kind of correlates to the main story where they had shattered that subway and now they have to do like volunteer work and they have to participate in these ads where they, yeah, like are like making PSAs about maybe don't be reckless on the subway like we were. So this is silly, goofy, fun time. I like that one. Okay, this one, I believe, I'm like, yes, I'm seeing these correctly. I feel like it looks similar to a different one. This one. I feel like, I don't know, the photos look a little similar to me. I don't know why. They're clearly very different. I can't express why. This is the one where he takes care of the main character, I believe, when she's sick. This is like, I think one of the first times, this is like a promise memory, and it's one of the first times that they had done them like in the falling for you section rather than in the tender moments. So this one was good. This one was really cute. I really liked this one. I like the way that the main character thought she was being delusional the whole time. There's a lot of like sick memories actually, I feel like with Xavier. I've read like a few of them where one of them is sick, and so that's always entertaining. I've got like the caretaking scene like multiple times. So this one was really sweet because we got to see it from the main character's perspective, and she kind of was like living in Delulu. It was weird because she didn't believe that Xavier would come and take care of her, and he was like literally dropping everything. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna come take care of you. Like, who do you think I am? But I think she's like dreaming most of it, and then she wakes up and Xavier's still there. She's like, oh wait, maybe this isn't a dream. So silly goofy in that. Next we have the Lumiere myth, which I want to put in the Lumiere obviously, but I'm putting it up here obviously. This one is good. I like this one. It's giving backstory to Lumiere, which is Xavier's alter ego, and while this is all happening, he's also starring a movie about Lumiere where he's playing the stunt double for Lumiere, which I think is hilarious. Also the fact that he was on board with that, like, kind of makes me laugh. That is really funny. So I like that for him. I liked the Lumiere plotline. I liked the little movie set plotline. That was really fun. I liked the strange going on. I love getting Xavier lore whenever we get it because, oh my gosh, like, or just Xavier angst and storylines, and I feel like the lore does a good job at creating angst and tension between the characters. I like this, that he has this like weird superhero alter ego. I wish he would lean into it a bit more, but I also find it really hilarious, the whole, like, I get the reasoning for it. I like that it has a deeper meaning. I know we make fun of him for it. I find that entertaining, that, like, he does not like this alter ego, and I also like that he's not using it as a way to be, like, getting the main character to like him. He's always very intentional with the way he pursues the main character, and I do appreciate that. He never forces himself upon her. He always is like, yes, some ways trying to make it obvious that like he's interested, but like if she's interested, like he's kind of waiting for her to be interested, and it's like he's never like super actively like, I'm gonna force you to like me because, you know, we've had these past timelines together, and so like we're soulmates and meant to be. Like, it's none of that crap, and I think that's what makes their soulmate arc like so great, because like they keep finding each other, and in every single timeline she always falls for him because like he knows all of this. Like he has those memories to clearly be like, well, yeah, I'm always gonna fall in love with you, no duh, because like I see you as the same person as like this person, right? Whereas for the main character, like she does not have this prior knowledge of her life with Xavier. But I'm very intrigued to see now that we saw the stuff with the Death and Rebirth with Silas. I'm curious to see how that's going to happen, what's gonna happen with Xavier's next main storyline. I'm very curious to see if she's gonna find out more, because Feverish Attempts was kind of like leaning into that, so I was like, maybe we will find out more. Next we have his Nightly Rendezvous story. What's it called? Misty something? Obviously it's going here. This is no questions asked. Yes, this goes here. Kind of, you know, we got the jealousy. This is where the not bread line came in. It's just, you know, Xavier is one of those people that have to be reassured. I feel like we don't see that with him a whole lot, though. I feel like this is kind of like a new thing we started seeing with him to some degree, where he has to be actually reassured about his relationship with the main character. It's the first timeline he's actually gotten to date her. He's never actually dated her in the past timelines, which I find very interesting. I'm like, oh, he's always been in love with her, but he's never actually been able to be with her. So the fact that like he's actually able to be with her, he waited like, what, over 800 years or something crazy? We don't know. We don't know. He waited a long time. Man who waited, for real. That's not what this story's about. But this one, he gets jealous of like the neighbor, which is really funny, because it's like, what do you have to be jealous of? Like, calm down. He's definitely overreacting, definitely a lot. And then he's like throwing a little hissy fit about the plants, you know, and I found, it's the spicy card. I do like the spicy cards. I do. I feel like, here's the thing, in Love and Deepspace, I feel like they know how to deliver the correct amount of spice for me. Personally. Some people, I'm sure, would want more spicy, and they go to like AO3 for the spicy smut fanfics, and that's great for you. This is my kind of spice. This is like enough for me. Like, I'm like, this is the perfect cutoff. It comes up at the right point. I think I like the way that Love and Deepspace leaves things up to your own interpretation, so you could interpret that like, you know, what's happening, but you could also interpret that it's not. And I like that for this game, especially because it's like 12 plus, I think, is on the App Store or something. So that would make sense. By the fact that, you know, I mean, that's what games do. They market their more steamy stuff to people because people tend to pick it up more. But that's not how I received the game. I saw cute Raphael and I was like, this is the game for me. So, yeah, I love this card. I really did enjoy it. We got some angst and tension, which was Xavier, which I think that's also, we don't get that a lot. So when we do get it, I'm like, I'm here for it. I'm here for the angst and tension. The scene between them was very hot, I'm not gonna lie. The way like he was like, had her push against the window, was like holding her hand, and then like, yeah, just like, we also kind of got to that clingy side, and then, yeah, it was just great. This one was really good. I love this one. Like, Misty Invasion was one thing, and then they came back, like, 10 times harder with the nightly rendezvous, so I am intrigued to see what they do with their next spicy manner. They've been really good, so, okay. Okay, next we have this one, where she helps Xavier cook. This one's a good one. This one's good. This one's good. Moment's Respite, that's what this one's called, I think? I've gotten this card a few times. So, yeah, this one's good. It's a good time. Yeah. She teaches Xavier to cook, or helps make egg tarts because he burns them, and she is like, what are you doing, sir? Let me help you there. Next we have his Misty Invasion card. This one's also very good. I'm not ordering these. Can I order these? I'm trying to like look now, and I'm like, I don't know if I could order these. As you can see, I like a lot of them. This one, Xavier and the main character finish a mission, which is really fun. I love the like opening of it when they're like acting like these like secret agents, and they like the way they like exit the building on like some kind of zipline thing was epic. I loved the opening scene of this. And then they end up staying in a hotel for the night, and there's just like all the tensions coming out. All of the tensions coming out. They get the hotel, there's only like one room available, which means it only has one bed. And so they are in close quarters with one another, and there's like a protocol that's kind of making them act out a little bit, and then they're doing like little tests about it. But like most of the memory, like it takes a while to build up to like the spicy stuff, which I like that there's stuff there, there's substance. That like tension, like things are being acted upon, and you're like, ooh, it's very, very good. I really like this one. It's a good time. Okay, next we have his Prologue to Tomorrow story, which became a card. I accidentally bought this one for Zane, and I was like, shoot, I should have bought his gentle, or like the business trip one, or the other one, but I was like, oh, this is more about the Prologue to Tomorrow story. No, it's just the same thing. So as a card itself, the card in and of itself I would put here. For this just existing as a card. Why, you know, it tricked me. I should have known, obviously, like clearly it's the same thing. Just this existing. I don't know why they did that, because like they're separate things. It's like we already have this kindled in Prologue to Tomorrow. Like this is just Prologue to Tomorrow. So like it is a card. I say that as a card. The storyline in general, I would not put here. So we'll put it up higher. I feel like they'll probably do the same thing for Silas and Caleb when they get their branch stories eventually. Where should I put this? His story was good. I like the Xavier lore. I need to reread it because I was really confused, and I've read it twice. I'm rereading the ending part because I saw, like I said, I watched a video about Xavier, so I'm trying to understand when things happen. And so, because I'm just confused in that. Because I feel like in my brain, like when I think of Prologue to Tomorrow, I'm comparing it to the other stories, I'm just gonna be for real, Xavier's was my least favorite for Prologue Tomorrow, and I'm so sorry. You had competition, okay? But his story was still really good. I liked the developments we got, knowing more about him, because I feel like Xavier's just a character I have a lot of questions about, and I don't really feel like they get answered. He's very vague, very mysterious, and I feel like we're still there. Whereas I feel like the other characters have kind of answered my questions to some degree, but there's still like things going on with them that are very intriguing, and I want a bit more of that. I feel like Xavier, just give me some answers, bro. But I feel like we're getting there. We're getting there. So, we'll put it there. I enjoyed the story, okay? Okay, next we have this one, where he's working in a bookstore for his friend, which I really like, because I love books. So, and I think he's helping the main character find like a book for her she's looking for. It's a cute, fun time. And it's also like one of their earlier moments together. So, I mean, this is just in the order that they came up on here, this page for me. So, anyways. Okay, next we have Plan Crush. This is Plan Crush. This one's so fun. I'm gonna put this one in the Give Me Happiness. This one's one of my faves. I read this one yesterday. Again. Reading a lot of Xavier stuff yesterday. So I keep mentioning that. In this one, they are watching this like movie together, and or like a drama, not a movie, and like the characters are finally getting together, and in it they're basically playing Jenga. It's something called something else, but Jenga, we're gonna go by that. And I think the love interest uses Jenga as a way to like confess his feelings by making like purposely losing, and then like pinning her on the couch or something like that. And so then Xavier invites her over to play Jenga. And she's like, is he about to confess his feelings for me? Like, is stuff gonna happen right now, right? But then she ends up losing all the time, and like not by accident, like no, she is losing by accident, like she's not purposely losing. And she's like, shoot. And so then Xavier catches on, and then he loses, and she's like, hold up. And then she's like waiting for him to confess, but he doesn't confess. But there's a lot of tension in that moment, and I really loved that one. It was a lot of fun. I like the premise. It's good. Okay, next we have the bonfire one. This one is really good. This one was cute. I'll put it there. I really like this one. This one, they are going on a trip with some colleagues to go like camping. I remember they played Mafia, and there was other parts of Mafia that I did not know about. Like I was like, oh, I didn't realize that was like a thing in the game. That's cool. That's cool. I'm like, I knew ways to play Mafia. Good to know. He kind of notices when she's like a little stressed and tired or wants to be away from things, and he kind of is able to be this like little quiet source of quiet for her, where they can just kind of sneak off together. And I really liked it. It was really sweet and really cute. This is the this is the one I think where he's trying to help her sleep. So wait, I don't really remember this one. Right, I think she's having sleeping issues, and I don't remember what this one's called. But for what it is, it's good. I think there's definitely like more places they could have took this within ways of tension and stuff. They're close proximity to each other that I don't really feel like was delivered upon. I feel like if it was delivered upon, maybe I would have had it more clear in my brain. I don't feel like it was. Then we have the space one where the space guy, I think they get bread together. There's something about that. I think that was a thing in this story. So it'd be really funny if this is not bread, right? But I think, yeah, getting bread was like a big thing. They did get like these like special kinds of bread or something. I think they were just kind of reflecting on that time. And I think she was talking to this like space astronaut thing and talking about how lonely it was, and there was a lot of correlations to Xavier in that. So I liked that element to it. I feel like also just memorability, how I'm able to explain this to you. I'm like, what do I remember from this? Tells you enough as it is. Next we have the one that's like the phone call background. This one, I was like, does something break? Or sleeping or something. I don't know. For some reason, I think she ends up in his apartment, makes her coffee, and was she returning a book to him? That might have been what she's doing. I think they tried to put books and stuff, and yeah, it's fine. It's not bread. So yeah, that one was good. Okay, now I'm trying to remember which one of these was which, because they're both like, you know, they're a memory pair, and so I get them a little confused. But one I would rank a lot higher than the other. So this one is Shining Light. This one, main character gets injured. Whoopsies. And Xavier is mad at her for being reckless. And that's that. It's fine. You know, again, I mean, I like the protectiveness of her. I feel like that's, you know, something we kind of see like earlier on, like he's a little hesitant towards her. When they first meet, kind of telling her to go away. But then, you know, now they're hunting partners. So, you know, I just don't feel like I have much to say about this one. So I don't really feel like I should put it in like the Hootie like more. Mirror. But Shining Traces, however, it's not going there. It's going higher. See, I'm getting to the point that I wish I could zoom out. Maybe you can. I don't know how. This one, the main character has been trapped in this like fog area or whatever, and Xavier ends up finding her, and there's a lot of lots of stuff going on. I was like, oh, like, you know, it's like one of those like, are they gonna make it out alive? I mean, obviously they will, but you know, it's one of those situations, life or death. This is very, very good. This one's one of his like best 4 stars. You know, maybe I could rank the 4 stars if I could. Maybe it was like a toss between this and Close Feelings being my top 4 star. You know, okay, that's why I'd rank the 4 stars. There we go. Now you know how I rank those. But yeah, I really like this one. This is probably my favorite Xavier 4 star, as you can see here. I loved the goings on of it. I was like, oh, there's a lot of tension, lots of things going on. Like they might die. Like it had to be on the edge of my seat. I was very intrigued, and I felt for them. And yeah, main character was like on her deathbed almost. So, you know, and especially given the fact that like Xavier had her die in his arms, would make sense why he would be worried about that again. This is another thing I don't like about the main character. She's like a little insensitive to him because she pretends that she's like dying at one point, and you know, resurfacing Xavier's past trauma with her. Queenie, no. Not that she knew, but still. So I don't like it. Next we have the piano one. This one's cute. Okay, this one, Xavier's trying to convince Xavier to play piano for her because she noticed there's a piano in his apartment. And he's like, well, I need to practice first. And so he kind of keeps like pushing it off, and she's like, can you just like play piano for me, please? And then he finally does, and he makes like a big deal out of it, and it's really cute. And there's a lot of cute lines in it, I remember. So I like this one. This one's like a time. I enjoyed it. This one was cute. This one I really do like. I'm gonna put up here as well. So this one, I think she wakes up in the middle of the night after like, I think dreaming of him, possibly. I can't remember if I had like a nightmare about him or not, but anyways, our dreams are correlated to him, and then they text each other in the middle of the night, and they go like on a little late night walk together. I'm pretty sure was the plot of this one. Maybe it was a good dream. Actually, I feel like this was a good dream because looking at her being romantic with him, but I think it was like spurring feelings for her, Xavier, that she hadn't maybe thought of before, I think was the case. This one was cute. I enjoyed it. I feel like this one should go higher if I'm being for real. But I feel like I have a lot in this tier, you know? Which just shows that I do like Xavier. So maybe we'll put him up there. Maybe we will. Okay, next we have Starry Sound, which given this is the only other one I can think of. I'm pretty sure this is the one where he is leaving like recordings for her and about like his time away and like how he misses her and like shares like a poem with her. It was really cute. For the Secret Times, one of my the better ones. Because like I said, I'm not a huge fan of the Secret Times, but they're growing on me. So this is one of the ones that make them grow on me. I thought it was really cute. I would recommend this one if you're not a fan of Secret Times. This one was good. Which one is Unreturned Traveler? That is the question. The other one is something else that I don't remember. So now I gotta look. I'm like, what was the plot of these? But I very clearly know Unreturned Traveler in the way I don't know the other one. Okay, this one is Starry Witness, which I believe this one, the main character... Should I put it? No, this one was silly. It was silly enough that it made me laugh. But what was it? What was it? Should it go here? Maybe. You could convince me to put it down below. Main character is giving Xavier hand cream in this one. That's it. That's the plot. Secret Times a lot of times don't have a lot of plot. Sometimes they do. So maybe that's also part of the why. Like I'm like I want a little more goings on. It's a lot of quieter times. I think that's kind of the point. Then there are a lot of quieter times in comparison to like tender moments or falling for you and whatever. She's putting hand cream on him because his hands are dry. I think this is like her way of like, Xavier, I've been holding your hand for a while and it's dry and you need hand cream. But they need to put on hand cream before they go outside, I think in the winter or something. But it was like, what was this? Sometimes like their plots of these stories are like, what are we doing? Maybe it will go in here. Next we have Succumb, which is good. See, they're all really good. I don't really want to put any in. Am I cooking really that bad? I don't want to. And I don't really feel like any of them deserve that at this point. So, and this one, it's making me really think about my thoughts on these stories. Like, I feel like I haven't thought a lot about them. So now as you're ranking them, I feel like I'm really thinking all of this through. But in this one, main character takes Xavier out for drinks. She ends up buying him a lot, I think, for doing her a favor. And then some guys come around and she's keeping some secrets from Xavier. It was good. It was a cute one. Well, not a cute one necessarily, but it was kind of like cool seeing again kind of their earlier relationship and seeing how that develops. This was definitely like one of their earlier moments together. The next we have is I think his latest promise story. This one, they go to a amusement park together. I think it's like an amusement park or some kind of carnival. And it's her helping Xavier recharge, and it's cool because like once again she understands recharging, I guess, to some extent. I mean, usually he sleeps, but I don't know, I guess it's another way for him to recharge. I guess being with her, maybe that's the story. And it was a good time. Next. I think I'm still gonna put it here. Again, tension breaking. This is the story where I think they technically have like a drunken first kiss. See, in my mind, this one comes before this one, because this makes sense. Like, I feel like you could write this off, whereas like this is very clear, like we're gonna be together now, right? There was like a drunken first kiss in this, and then like this was like a very clear first kiss memory. I'm like, where do I put these? Like this is confusing my timeline that I'm writing down. This one, they were at a banquet together for a mission, and then they go out, and the main character gets a little tipsy, and they end up kissing, and tension, romantic tension. I feel like it cuts you off, but I feel like, you know, it's just that's what they did in the earlier times. I feel like if this memory was remade now, it would have been better, and that's all I have to say. I'm gonna be honest. Like, cause you know, we got like some like Caleb stuff, like exclusive aftertaste, right? You know? And I just don't really feel like it's on the same level. We have the twofold, something. It's the New Year's memory. This one was good. I like this one. They're bringing in the New Year together. I feel like I liked the event story better, but this one was still enjoyable. They are bringing in the New Year together, the time. And I like that, like, there's like these like sugar things or whatever they can get, and they're like different sizes. One of them is of Lumiere, and she's like, let's get the star instead. Like, let's not get Lumiere. Just like how much she doesn't want to be associated with Lumiere is really funny. Next we have unique aftertaste. Not bread. I'm like, is it on the same level as like I'm sleepy? I don't know. Yeah, it's fine. It's like I think their mission ended early and they go on an adventure together, and it's just chill. It's not that deep. There's like a scene, like the Kindle scene is just them eating this like, is it Pookie sticks or something? I don't think Pookie sticks is the correct word, but those like stick things, whatever they're called, they're eating those, and they have different flavors and stuff, and I think different ends are different flavors or something, and so, I don't know. It wasn't it was meh. It's only like one of those like wish memory thing, you have to use their wish things for it. Only one I've played so far, so maybe the other ones are kind of also gonna be but I feel like the one with Silas, I haven't played it yet, but I've seen the one of Silas in like a face mask. That one looks That one is better than this one. I'm just gonna be honest. I haven't read it yet. Okay, next we have Unreturned Traveler. Okay, if I was being my whole honest self, I'd put it here because it's too much for me in the spice category, but I don't really feel like that's fair. To me, that's the only one. So I'll put it here. Just because I feel like it's not for me. Other people probably would love it because it's very spicy. It's a little too much for me. I feel like it's one of those stories that, like, you know, it's different than the other memories where, you know, like, you can be kind of left up to your own interpretation to some extent. I mean, like, here's the thing. In the Misty Invasion one, like, they do wake up together and, like, he's not wearing a shirt, right? You know, like, so. And this one, she also kind of wakes up with him. So I don't think she sees him. I think he's, like, was he cooking maybe? I don't remember. He might have been doing something else at that point in time, and he's, like, fully dressed when you see him next. But I mean, even in this memory, he's got his shirt unbuttoned and whatever. With some things, you know, you can't, I mean, I don't really think there's much to interpret here. Okay, I'm gonna, but again, you don't see all of it, where I feel like you really get to hear all of it in Unreturned Traveler. And it's a bit much for me personally. It's too much. So that's like a personal preference. So I don't really feel like it's fair to like rank it as a whole. If you like spicy stuff, this might be for you. If you're into spicy boyfriend ASMR, it could work for you. It's just not for me. Okay, next we have, again, I don't know the difference between these two. But we have like the Veiled Guardian and yeah, which one was which? And the plots of both. I don't know. I don't think it'll tell me on my thing, which is annoying. They don't have it either unlocked. Veiled Guardian. He looks injured there. And this one they're hiding. I feel like this one is probably, Veiled Guardian is probably the one where he's treating her injuries, I'd assume. Wait, I wrote these down. Why am I looking at that? Let me check. Veiled. Okay, I was correct. Okay, so this one's Veiled Guardian and Veiled Starlight. Okay, Veiled Guardian was good. Okay, I was here for tension. I really like this one. This one takes place during the Lumiere myth, which, you know, I enjoy. I feel like all of the myths, okay, I've only played like 4 of them, but I feel like they're all gonna end up in here when I do my rankings for the other characters as well, just based on what I've played already. Like, I just, so much. They're my favorites. They're my favorite part of the game, probably. But this one, he's treating the main character's wounds after she was injured, and I think he's also in his Lumiere outfit. I think this is like when, like towards like the end of the Lumiere myth, like when she gets like really, really injured, and he's helping her and treating her, and had just like saved her life, and as Lumiere. So this one was good. It was a good time. You know, he's confronting her. It came off a lot better than, you know, this one did. So a lot better. Okay, and then we have Veiled Guardian, which is fine. This one they're hiding out together as Lumiere. It's alright. Then we have, I think they go make wishes or something. I just don't even remember this one. And I've read this one twice. Then we have the one where they're kind of just reminiscing about how like their lives are feeling very normal together. They're just, everything just feels very, like they're just kind of comfortable around each other. And I like that development in their relationship. I like them kind of talking about it. So it was a cute time. And then finally we have the most recent memory, which when I found this tier list, it was not on here. So I just added it myself from the screenshot I had. Okay, it's not going there. It is actually going all the way up here. Feverish Attempts. I really liked this. The Kindle wasn't as great. It's very interesting because, like I said, the way that Love and Deepspace markets itself is very different than what things turn out to be. And I like that because it doesn't spoil things in the trailer. Because the general storyline of this was the fact that is like around after the prologue to Tomorrow events, and the main character is confronting Xavier on the like finding him, like he's being very secretive about a lot of things. So she's kind of confronting him, being like, can you like maybe stop doing that? Like, can you not be so secretive? Like, I'd appreciate that. And so she's kind of upset with him for a lot of this. There's actually like lore drops, like actual development with their relationship, like mysterious Xavier. Like, we're getting some like communication between these two, which I've been like aching for. I've been wanting it so bad. I'm like, can we stop with the secretive stuff? And so it seems like Xavier actually is going to stop with the secretive stuff, and actually seems we're willing to tell her things. So we're going places. I'm very excited to see how this is going to develop the story, because this one definitely feels like one of the more important memories, so I'm very glad I got it. I spent $1 to get it, but I'm very glad that I got it. And it was $1, so I mean, it's not that bad. I enjoyed this one a lot. And then, yeah, my only complaint would be the Kindled part, which I like that it could take you 2 different directions, but I feel like after that, they were just, the little clips we got of it after were just too short. I wanted the Kindle to be longer than it was, and so that's my complaint. I wish the Kindle was longer, but I like the branching of it. I like you could make them hot or cold by like based on what you did. Like, that was, I think, a new thing they were testing out, and I like the new developments that they're doing, and I like the branching. Like, same with like the Catch-22 story, you can branch it as well for like get a good ending or a bad ending, which I find very cool. I like that they're doing a bit more of that, you know? They don't like like affect the main story, they should affect this one little memory, but I like that your choices can somewhat start to have an impact on the things you do. So anyways, that is that. And as you can see, I didn't put anything. Is my cooking really that bad? Because you know what, Xavier, you're not bad at all. I love Xavier. Xavier's great. As you can see, I liked a lot of things. I feel like, I mean, most things are in the who do you like more, me or Lumiere, or the not bread category. But there's not really anything that's like, I don't have like a lot of negative things to say, honestly, about Xavier. I really enjoyed his story. I definitely feel like, at least from what I've gathered, you know, I'm only really comparing him to Caleb at this point in time because Caleb's the only one I've really like played more of his memories. Whereas I feel like the other characters I'm like holding off the moment. I'm just on purpose. I'm on purpose holding off. Whereas I feel like with Caleb, it's because like his story is kind of currently developing very much so. It's very hard, much harder for me to hold off with him than it is other characters. I like that. I feel like he's kind of a bit of a breath of fresh air in that way. Like I feel like his stories are just very sweet and lighthearted and cute and fun, and so I like that. I like that for Xavier. I think his stories are great. They're good. They're really good. Anyways, that's my thoughts on this. So it'll be very interesting. We'll definitely compare the tier list of the other characters and see, maybe based on memories, which one is actually my favorite. And maybe I'll have a new main that'll come out of this. Doubtful. That's not gonna happen. But, you know, we can actually compare just by percentage wise. I think that's kind of harder to compare with Silas and Caleb because they have less memories than the OG3. But I mean, me at OG3, I could come up with some kind of favorite because that's tricky to choose between those three. That's kind of hard for me. I don't like. I do have a favorite overall, which some of you may know. Some of you may not know. Some of you may have figured it out through just items I have in this video. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big fat thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more of this lovely face. Let me know which memories you agree with. Which ones do you think I got wrong? Like, what are your opinions? Do you agree with my list? Do you disagree with my list? Let me know down below. What are your thoughts? Do you like Xavier? Do you hate Xavier? I love them all, so you're not gonna be hearing me say like anything bad about any of the love interests. And I don't know, when I make these bottom tiers, like I feel like it's just too mean if I put any memories in there. Like I feel bad about it. Maybe I'm just too close to this game at this point in time. But I feel like I didn't dislike anything aside from maybe Unreturned Traveler, but that's just because it's not for me. And so like that seems unfair. But maybe you are a, I don't know, Starry Witness Truther, or maybe someone really is Fragment of Time. I don't know. I really think I feel like the most popular one is probably Fluffy Trap out of his standard cards, so maybe you disagree with that. I feel like that the Mountain Journey one might be a controversial pick for how low it is, but I feel like these ones are pretty universally beloved. At least like I can't speak on the, I know Close Feelings is the one people like a lot, but I can't speak more on the 4-star cards, but I feel like the 5-star cards, a lot of people like these cards, so I feel like I chose a lot of the popular ones. I haven't seen a lot of what people have said about Fever's attempts yet, so anyways, but that's on that. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys soon in a new video. Goodbye!